Donald Rumsfeld is now referring to President Obama in a Fox News interview as the so-called commander-in-chief. I'm going to play the clip for you first, and then we'll discuss. I have so much to talk about here. Take a look.
Yeah. Now, did he need to go to Congress? No. Under the Constitution and practice, we've seen that we haven't had a declaration of war, for example, since World War II. And presidents, as commander-in-chief, have authority. But they have to behave like a commander-in-chief, it seems to me. I think the fact that the American people are confused, and the fact that the Congress seems uncertain, and the international community is not supportive, is a reflection of the fact that the so-called commander-in-chief has not been acting as a commander-in-chief. He's not provided leadership.
Okay, so I don't even know where to start with this. I mean, this is the guy, Donald Rumsfeld, who once said, "We do know of certain knowledge that Osama bin Laden is either in Afghanistan or in some other country or dead," certainly not narrowing down the possibilities too much there. And of course, the guy who said that we would be greeted, it was him who said we will be greeted as liberators in Iraq. Was it not, Lewis?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Also, when he was asked about those weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, he said, "We know where they are. They're in the area around Tikrit and Baghdad and east, west, south, and north somewhat." So again, not really narrowing it down. Now he goes on Fox News and refers to the so-called commander-in-chief, I guess kind of in the same way that Donald Rumsfeld was at one point so-called in the president's cabinet, even though it was questionable what value he was really providing there. Maybe it's not like Donald Rumsfeld says, that people are really confused about what's going on in Syria, but maybe it's that people simply don't trust leaders, in part because of the outrageous case for war in Iraq that George W. Bush and Donald Rumsfeld and Condi Rice and Colin Powell in part made years ago. How can anyone really take Donald Rumsfeld seriously at this point?
David, it's not just Rumsfeld. I mean, I don't put any faith in any of our leaders looking back to even to Vietnam and before. I mean, why would anyone trust any of our leaders? At least, luckily, we have something like the Iraq War to look at from recent history and say, wow, that was ridiculous.
Seriously, though, did you know that Donald Rumsfeld is 81 years old? I understand that the guy has been incredibly destructive, and we've talked about the political stuff. He really does not look like an 81-year-old to me. He doesn't act like an 81-year-old. I mean, the guy seems very, very young. I was truly shocked when I was just doing some background research on him today. 81 years old.
That is shocking. I had no idea. Of course, the only time we see him is when he's on TV. There's makeup involved. There's perfect lighting. There's different camera angles. But the only other option is that he eats baby fetuses.
You're right. Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, maybe if we saw him walking around, he would appear more to be close to 81 years old. Amazing.